Hey, my name is Darcy Reimer. I'm the pastor of the River Church, and been married to my wonderful wife, Kenda, for about 14 years. Just this August 2nd was our anniversary, and I have three amazing kids, Beth, Anna, and Luke. And we've lived here in Squamish for about 6 years. I actually started visiting Squamish early on, probably about 8-9 years ago. A friend of mine just began to invite me to come out here and ride, and I'm an avid mountain biker, so we would come up here and ride the trails of Squamish. And so that was the initial invite to explore Squamish. And it was actually just a few years after that that they began to ask us and woo us to begin to pray and ask God whether we should pastor the River Church and come up here and plant a church. This last year we've been working quite steadily on our identity statement as a church, and I think something that really makes us quite unique as a church is that we are first a network of simple churches, immersed in the grace of God, listening to the Spirit, free to live out Jesus' love. That might be a different phrase for you, or maybe a little unfamiliar with the phrase network of simple churches, but what that essentially means is that we have simple churches that gather throughout Squamish. One of our primary desires as a church was this, that we heard this statement very early on: the church has left the building. And we believe that the church needs to leave the building and be in the community, be the church. And one of the ways that we have desired to do that and make that happen is train pastors to lead simple churches, whether that be in houses or whether that be on a mountain bike trail on a Saturday morning, or whether that be at a local coffee shop. But gathering in small groups of 3 to 12 to 20 people, and those gatherings called simple churches. So how we function as a church is on our citywides, which is where all our simple churches come together. We gather the second and the fourth Sunday of every month. The alternating weeks, we gather in simple churches. Yeah, some people ask, what are our values? What are the characteristics of the River Church? And values is an interesting word. We throw around the word values, and we say this is what we value as a company or what we value as a church. And I think if we're all honest, it's things that we aspire to, the things that we long to be, but quite honestly, we're not there yet. We're all on a journey. But the characteristics or the values that we long to be characterized by as a church, we've kind of embraced this acronym, GET REAL. It's one thing that we desire to be as a church that is real. So we want to be a church that's first grace-filled. We want to be a church that's engaging and truth-filled. We also want to be a church that's relational, experiential, authentic, and loving. Thanks for visiting our site. It means a lot. We'd love to hear from you. Most of all, we'd love to meet you. It'd be great to see you visit one of our citywides or check out one of our house churches. Also, if you're in Squamish and you want to have a good coffee, come to Bean Brackendale. Oftentimes I'm there. That's my office, outside of my office. So would love to have a coffee with you. Thanks.